Hello, I'm Christy Long, and I am going to be discussing today about loneliness and technology. Social media and Facebook have made people more densely networked than ever before. The people in this generation are becoming lonelier this day and time. People are becoming mentally and physically ill because of the loneliness in people's lives. People are becoming mentally and physically ill because of the loneliness in people's lives. Throughout life, some people have died being lonely because of lack of communication in their families and with their families and friends. Facebook contributes to loneliness through isolation, misery, and false reality. Facebook creates a sense of isolation. Loneliness is certainly not something Facebook or any other types of social media are doing to our generation today. People are doing it to themselves. According to Annette Norton and Lori J. Strauss, in the article Social Media and Healthcare, the Pros and Cons, the potential reputational harm for an organization can be huge, whether through postings from employees or when a patient uses social media to complain about their perception of the care they received. There are concerns that need to be addressed when using social media. For example, older adults, Facebook becomes a health risk. Due to that could be loss of mobility, assisted living housing, nursing homes. They feel rejected by others. They clam up. They have low self-esteem because of isolation. Social isolation has been a fundamental problem with older adults, which becomes a health risk. Like I said, older adults isolate themselves because of loss of mobility, assisted living houses, and nursing homes, which makes them feel rejected by others. Sadness becomes a risk when it comes to isolation because people clam up and have low self-esteem about themselves. And this is where I just explain more into detail about, it's all about perception and how the person intakes the post on Facebook and other social media sites. Like they could see something happen to a family or a family member or someone they care about, either in the hospital or hurt or anything like that, and it shuts them down. So they kind of isolate themselves from others and they cut themselves off from the world. So secondly, people on Facebook become miserable at times. When people put Facebook and other social media above their families, friends, and colleagues, they're loathing in their own misery. People block out everything in life because they are so wrapped up in Facebook and social media, which is being extended from the problems they have throughout life. People put Facebook and other social media above family and friends, and they loathe in their own misery. It can lead to death. They block out people, includes drama, negative ideas, personal posts being posted on social media. They have insecurity issues, including depression, mental issues, cyberbullying. People see things posted and become depressed, which makes them miserable. For many social Facebook users, it is an esteem booster, which explains why so many people spend so much time on Facebook and social media. People are becoming so miserable from being insecure by staying on Facebook and other social media sites. According to, bear with me, I have to pronounce these names out. Kshitij Shrivastava and Anupam Bardwaj in adverse effects of online social networking on children and adolescents. This is a novel way of communicating, which by its very nature is more prone to be used for some negative forms of communication such as cyberbullying. We have a lot of bullying in our day today, and cyberbullying is one of them. Facebook has a lot of drama, negative ideas, personal posts that should be kept within the home of the people. Like say if someone has either a disease or they're very sick and they're dying, or I think that stuff should be kept at home, and the family just deal with it on a personal level, not broadcast it over all across the world to where the universe can see it. Hardship of everyday life situations cause additional issues for people. Like, for example, the mental issues. Some people have mental issues dealing with things they see on Facebook. With loneliness and technology, it's fear. And fear is false evidence appearing real, which fear refers to the blend of anxiety, inadequacy, and irritation that can flare up while on Facebook or other social media. And I got this from the New York Times on how social media can induce feelings of missing out, and this was dated in 2011. I posted a video to where it explains more about false perceptions and false reality about Facebook. Let's see if I can get it to play here. This will explain more on just how it can be more.
The average adult has about 2 to 4 genuine close friends. But why is it that we have hundreds, even thousands of friends on Facebook? Facebook became popular alongside the rapid expansion of new technology. And ever since the creation of Facebook in 2004, users have been able to add one another by the click of a button. Whilst we still had texting, calling, and emailing, society wanted a more exciting technology that could connect one another in the most personalized and intimate manner. And that's how social networking sites such as MySpace, Bebo, and Twitter emerged. But were all beaten by Facebook, where it became the #1 social networking site. Previously, people would meet one another face to face, or contact each other through a phone. This concept of being able to add anyone, anywhere, as a friend, both interested and appealed to the public. No longer are we suppressed to only communicate with people within our immediate community or to those 2 to 4 close friends. We can add anyone we want as a friend. Face-to-face interaction is diminishing as electronic communication increases. The gap in society is ironically now becoming bigger. I mean, with the 500 friends we have on Facebook, how many would we actually say hello to on the street? Journalist Belen Fernandez puts it, Facebook encourages alienation from reality. Communication in real life is largely being affected, where face-to-face face-to-face contact for which human beings are programmed is replaced with electronic exchanges. Facebook has now become a tool for users to portray themselves differently from reality, such as through self-enhancement, which shows how people use false perceptions for social advantage. Users may choose specific photos to provide a certain image of themselves, and now most users actually add one another as friends that they don't communicate with regularly or at all in real life. Facebook has been used to boost or complement the growth of social relationships. Theorists Deverton, Lovejoy, Horn and Hughes state that Facebook allows users to maintain superficial social relationships with large numbers of people. Through this use of Facebook as a tool to create false perceptions of oneself, other technology has emerged, such as Instagram, that allows users to portray themselves in a way that differs significantly from reality. Photos are edited and shared to followers to gain likes. This use of Facebook that has been adapted into other media technologies has begun to create a pretentious society which relies heavily on these personas and perceptions that are provided for personal advantage. These days, society makes significant judgments based on what is provided on social networking sites.
False reality.
Gosling, Gaddis and Vizier found that Facebook is used heavily for self-enhancement and social advantage by users portraying themselves differently than in reality. Pictures and statuses on Facebook is what receivers largely base their judgment of one another on. So by editing that photo, making that perfect status, or by adding people that you barely spoken before as friends, you are contributing to this pretentiousness and attempt for social advantage. But I think the concept of being able to add anyone as a friend is the most interesting. Have we cemented our relationship just because you accepted my friend request? Are we legitimate friends just because I gave you access to my profile? Are we not official friends until we are Facebook friends? Before Facebook, it was all about making and talking to friends in real life. However, today it's all about putting up these false perceptions to gain social advantage. Facebook has now become a popularity contest that has resulted in creating a delusive society.
False reality is also connected with Facebook. From a social standpoint, many of society in today's time are driven by competition, achievement, and social status. Therefore, it's all about self. Facebook provides many people with a false sense of self and expanded sense of who they really are. According to George C. Nitzberg and Barry A. Faber, however, it also appears that users' increased capacity for disclosure coincides with enhanced or otherwise exaggerated self-presentations. People are what they feel they should be, with much of it due to others' bad influences. People create an illusion towards Facebook and other social media by gaming or other deceiving advertisements. We are presenting who we are through false perception, not who we are intending to really be. Furthermore, people are presenting a fantasy version of themselves, which meaning a fake name, a fake birthday, an alias, nicknames, or even fake pictures, instead of who they really are in the real world. People use nicknames like baby girl and down home gal. They create a fantasy world through Facebook. Facebook contributes to loneliness through isolation, misery, and false reality. Facebook is not something we should be putting before families and friends. People have the chance to go outside, get some air, and exercise. They can go to the park, spending time with family and friends. People should love their families even harder and make the most time they have with the ones they love. We as people should put family first instead of technology that is always going to be around and replaceable. But family and friends will not. Thank you for letting me present my loneliness and technology.